mine. Great day in the morning, people. Victory is mine.
Morning, Josh.
I drink from the keg of glory, Donna. Bring me the finest muffins and bagels in all the land.
It's gonna be an unbearable day.
You accidentally slept with a prostitute.
Call girl.
Accidentally.
Yes.
I don't understand. Did you trip over something?
There's literally no one in the world that I don't hate right now.
Toby. Toby, Toby, Toby. Toby's a nice name, don't you think? Before I go, please let me just say this. I'm seriously thinking about getting a dog.
Well, feel better, Mr. President. Andrew Jackson, in the main foyer of his White House, had a big block of cheese.
Huh.
I am making a mental list of those who were snickering, and even as I speak, I am preparing appropriate retribution. The block of cheese was huge, over 2 tons. And it was there for any and all who might be hungry.
Leo, wouldn't this time be better spent plotting a war against a country that can't possibly defend itself against us?
We can do that later, Toby. Right now, I'm talking about President Andrew Jackson.
Actually, right now, you're talking about a big block of cheese.
And Sam goes on my list.
What about Toby?
I'm unpredictable. Jackson wanted the White House to belong to the people, so from time to time, he opened his doors to those who wished an audience.
And then he locked the doors behind them and made them eat 2 tons of cheese.
It is in that spirit.
Hang on. Mandy doesn't go on the list?
Mandy's new.
So it's just me alone on the list.
Yes. It is in the spirit of Andrew Jackson that I, from time to time, ask senior staff to have face-to-face meetings with those people representing organizations who have a difficult time getting our attention.
Who demand? We demand. We demand.
This is just gross.
Wait here for me. Morning, Mrs. Lanningham.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning indeed.
Yes, Miss Lanningham.
Is it done?
Well, that depends on your answer to this question, Mrs. Lanningham. Who the man?
Excuse me, Josh?
Who the man?
You the man.
We the man!
You the man.
He's waiting for you.
Thank you.
I heard we may have a...
Sir!
I can call him?
He's waiting for you, sir.
It's done.
It's done.
You got yourself a Supreme Court nominee, Mr. President.
This is huge. Which one of you is the man?
On this one, we'd like to think of ourselves collectively as the men. You okay by yourself?
Why wouldn't I be okay?
Okay. Night.
What the hell happened?
I had root canal.
What happened to your cheeks?
I had root canal.
Why are you talking like that?
I had root canal.
Yeah, I heard you the first time. I was just amusing myself.
I can suggest some other things you can do with yourself.
Are you in pain?
I had root canal. I'll have Cal cancel the briefing.
No, we're still doing it.
Who?
Me.
No way.
CJ.
You get hot stuff.
I get hot stuff?
Hostile. Hostile. You get hostile.
Don't get hostile. I don't get randomly hostile. I get hostile when hostility is called for.
Let Sam do it.
Sam went to Foggy Bottom.
What's he doing at Foggy Bottom?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to see if I could make you say Foggy Bottom. And I concede I was wrong about the thing.
Good.
However.
No, however, just be wrong. Just stand there in your wrongness and be wrong and get used to it.
2,000 marriage proposals, 2,000 death threats, 12 bodyguards. Everyone wants to get close. Everyone wants a thing. Plus, and I say this standing 15 feet away from the Oval Office, life with Father couldn't have been a real company picnic, you know. If it was me, just for now, I'd make sure I was the one guy in her life who was totally hassle-free. That's just me.
I'm done working, and we haven't been out on a date, and that's supposed to be tonight. Now, we're gonna go in there, and we're gonna watch CJ do the Jackal. And believe me, if you haven't seen CJ do the Jackal, then you haven't seen Shakespeare the way it's meant to be done.
He was Friday afternoon martini, chilling at 5:15. Twist of lime, coke on the side. The brother loved the high life. Had a PhD in street stride. They called him the Jackal.
speed bump with Jeff Breckenridge. Leo gave it to me because he thinks you're burned out on Mendoza. I told him I thought that was ridiculous. What do you think?
Are you talking to me during the jackal?
I was just...
Never talk to me during the jackal?
Sure.
Black style, diamonds in the back Cadillac, fur boards, white wall wheels, cruise control, built for speed, chrome on everything. And the stereophonic speakers, though he really didn't need them. When they called him the Jackal. Living fast, living large, 6'4" and not an ounce of fat. When women ask, is you a frown cat? He say, my dear, I'm more than that. I'm the fronest of the frown. And in case you hadn't known, they call me the Jackal. The Jackal.
The theme of this year's event is learning is delightful and delicious, as, by the way, am I.
Sir, we're not prejudiced toward homosexuals.
You just don't want to see them serving in the armed forces.
No, sir, I don't.
Because they pose a threat to unit discipline and cohesion.
Yes, sir.
That's what I think, too. I also think the military wasn't designed to be an instrument of social change.
Yes, sir.
Problem with that is that's what they were saying about me 50 years ago. Blacks shouldn't serve with whites. It would disrupt the unit. You know what? It did disrupt the unit. The unit got over it. The unit changed. I'm an admiral in the U.S. Navy and chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Beat that with a stick. We'll see you, Ken.
That sound all right to you, Josh?
I serve at the pleasure of the President of the United States.
Yeah?
I serve at the pleasure of the President.
I serve at the pleasure of President Bartlett.
Toby?
I serve at the pleasure of the President.
Okay. I mean, you did good today. I'm just saying there's a way to be a person.
Toby.
He's recovering from an attempted murder. He's supposed to be resting, and I don't want people going over there getting him fatouched.
Fatoots, don't bring the Yiddish unless you know what you're doing.
Toby, come quick. Sam's getting his ass kicked by a girl. Did you get the popcorn?
Where are you going?
I'm not going anywhere. I'm standing up, which is how one speaks in opposition in a civilized world.
Well, you go, girl.
I feel a sense of duty.
I'm sorry?
I said I feel a sense of duty.
What, did you just walk out of the Pirates of Penzance?
Sir?
Well, he's an Englishman.
He is an Englishman, is from HMS Pinafore.
It's from Penzance. Don't tell me about Gilbert and Sullivan. It's from Penzance or the Iolanthe, one of the ones about duty.
They're all about duty.
Well over 3.5 centuries ago, strengthened by faith and bound by a common desire for liberty, a small band of pilgrims sought out a place in the New World where they could worship according to their own beliefs and solve crimes.
Sam,
they'd be good.
Read the thing.
By day they churn butter and worship according to their own beliefs, and by night they solve crimes.
Read the thing.
Pilgrim detectives.
Do you see me laughing?
I think you're laughing on the inside.
Okay.
With the big hats.
Give me the speech.
On the other hand, you're a very handsome man.
What do you need?
You're a very powerful and a very handsome man.
What do you need?
You know how I never ask you for anything.
What do you need?
Yo-Yo Ma's playing at the Christmas party.
Which one?
Congressional.
Fine.
I can come?
Give me the file.
Can I come?
To the Congressional Christmas party? Yeah.
You can take your Pablo Casals, you can keep your Rostropovich. I say Yo-Yo Ma rules.
This guy's walking down the street when he falls in the hole. The walls are so steep he can't get out. A doctor passes by and the guy shouts up, "Hey, you, can you help me out?" The doctor writes a prescription, throws it down in the hole, and moves on. Then a priest comes along and the guy shouts up, "Father, I'm down in this hole, can you help me out?" The priest writes out a prayer, throws it down in the hole, and moves on. Then a friend walks by. "Hey, Joe, it's me, can you help me out?" And the friend jumps in the hole. Our guy says, "Are you stupid? Now we're both down here." The friend says, "Yeah, but I've been down here before and I know the way out." Long as I got a job, you got a job, you understand?
Post is calling it sleek, challenging, and oftentimes witty, not unlike myself. I'm the enforcer, Sam. I'm gonna crush him, I'm gonna make him cry, and then I'm gonna tell his mama about it.
Seriously, Toby, there'll be security there, but still.
What about press?
Just wires.
No, I mean TV.
No cameras.
You negotiated that?
Yeah.
They agreed to it?
You want to make out with me right now, don't you?
Well, when don't I?
But wait, where else could you put the Northern Hemisphere but on the top?
On the bottom.
How?
Like this?
Yeah, but you can't do that.
Why not?
Because it's freaking me out.
I hate these people with the heat of a Nova.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Did you get the flowers?
Yes, I did.
Did you like them?
They were very pretty.
Do you know why I sent them?
I know why you think you sent them.
It's our anniversary.
No, it's not.
I'm the sort of guy who remembers those things.
No, you're the sort of guy who sends a woman flowers to be mean. You're really the only person I've ever met who can do that.
I'm quite something.
Yes.
I sent them to mark an occasion.
Are we really going to do this every year?
For I am a man of occasion.
I started working for you in February. This is April, and you're an idiot.
Well, you started working for me once in February, and then you stopped for a while.
Yes.
Then you started working for me again in April. That's the one I choose to celebrate, because it's the only one where you started working for me, and it wasn't followed by your not working, but rather going back to your boyfriend. And how, in comparison to that and him, you can call me mean is simply another in a long series of
shut up,
examples
honest to
of
God. Do you ever get tired of the sound of your own voice?
No.
Well, where are you going now?
Sam and I are going to punch up the thing for tomorrow. Hey, we need funny people.
Yeah?
You know any? See, right there is a joke. It's the oldest joke in the book.
I'll say.
You know what, Ado Annie? I sent you flowers. I think what you're trying to say is, like, thank you, Josh. They're beautiful. How very thoughtful of you. Not many bosses would have been that thoughtful.
Really? Because what I think I was trying to say was shove it.
Okay, well, then I guessed wrong.
You want me to help with the thing?
Yes, I do, because you are such an hysterically funny person. Did you notice how I used "and" there properly?
Yes, I did.
You crack me up.
You know, there are times,
Yeah?
when to put it quite simply, I hate your breathing guts.
So the flowers really did the trick, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Donna.
You're gonna make fun of him now, aren't you?
No,
Because that's why I didn't tell you in the first place.
I'm not gonna make fun of them.
Good.
But just what kind of a dumpkiss were you?
He was supposed to meet some of his friends. He stopped on the way to tell them that he couldn't.
And had a beer?
Does this make you feel superior? Yes. You are better than my old boyfriend.
I'm just saying, if you were in an accident, I wouldn't stop for a beer.
If you were in an accident, I wouldn't stop for red lights. Thanks for taking me back. Oh, and the flowers are beautiful.
We have 48 hours before we kick off this campaign. We will work hard, we will work well, and we will work together. Or so help me, Mother of God, I will stick a pitchfork so far up your asses you will quite simply be dead.
State and the UN will be sitting down to go.
When my phone rings at 11 o'clock, it's important. Not important to me. Important, and I'm not puffing myself so,
You know
so
what?
that you're...
Maybe not so much for you with the talking.
Duchamp was the father of Dadaism.
I know.
The Dada of Dada.
It's like there's nothing you can do about that joke. It's coming and you just have to stand there. I was a telemarketer for about a week. Can't remember what we were selling, but he worked off a script. Hi, good evening, my name is. And Toby Ziegler was okay for New York, but once I got into the other time zones, I needed a name that wasn't gonna bother anybody.
Toby, if you have something to say, please say it.
Richie's good for all time zones.
Abigail! Now it's a party.
Oh, yes, your lordship.
Your breasts are magnificent.
Thank you, John.
May I inquire, Mr. President, the first thing that attracted you to Abigail, was it her magnificent breasts?
It was.
You know, John, there are places in the world where it might be considered rude to talk about the physical attributes of another man's wife.
My God! Really?
Yeah.
Abby, I bring you warm wishes from Her Royal Majesty.
That was nice of her.
Would that I could deliver the same wishes for you, Mr. President.
What did I do?
Brendan McGann cannot visit the White House.
Look, obviously we knew this was going to be a thing, but it doesn't have to be tonight, right?
No, absolutely not. I shall take it up with Gerald.
Who's Gerald?
I'm pretty sure he means Leo.
All right, I'm going to need a few minutes of uninterrupted time.
Gerald!
Yeah?
Gerald, old sock.
You went over my head, and you did it behind my back.
Quite the contortionist am I.
The internet people are going crazy.
You're kidding.
They're calling the GAO General Josh's Standing Army and saying I don't understand its mandate and purpose. They're saying if I can get a review of anything I want, I should start by reviewing the job of Deputy COS. One guy compares me to a poor man's Clark Clifford and a page and a half of posts debating whether or not I was mocking Egyptians with the Sanskrit reference.
I told you they were hysterical.
I thought you meant they were funny.
They're not.
I know they're not. It's Lord of the Flies in there.
Well, who invited you in the first place?
It's got my name on it. Look, I don't want to hear about it anymore. We got an energy plan in 10 minutes.
Oh, Josh?
Yeah.
The federal page of the Washington Post just called Carol to confirm that you're the Josh Lyman who stated on an internet website that the White House could order a GAO review of anything it wants.
Without threatening the separation of powers, is what I was saying.
You posted on a website?
I was communicating with the people.
Really?
CJ, it's a crazy place. It's got this dictatorial leader who I'm sure wears a muumuu and chain smokes parliaments.
What did you go there for in the first place?
It's called lemonlyman.com.
Let me explain something to you. This is sort of my field. The people on these sites, they're the cast of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The muumuu-wearing parliament smoker, that's Nurse Ratched. When Nurse Ratched is unhappy, the patients are unhappy. You're McMurphy. You swoop in there with your card games and your fishing trips.
I didn't swoop in. I came in exactly the same way everybody else did.
Well, now I'm telling you to open the wardroom window and climb on out before they give you a prefrontal lobotomy and I have to smother you with a pillow. I'm Chief Bromden, yes, at this particular moment. I'm assigning an intern from the press office to that website. They're going to check it every night before they go home. If they discover you've been there, I'm going to shove a motherboard so far up your ass. What?
Well, technically, I outrank you.
So far up your ass. Okay. Okay?
C.J. Craig was getting threats, so we put an agent on her. He's a good guy. He was on my detail for a while, and he was in Roslyn. He walked into the middle of an armed robbery and was shot and killed after detaining one of the suspects.
Crime? Boy, I don't know.
In the future, if you're wondering, crime, boy, I don't know, is when I decided to kick your ass.
3 swimmers from the men's team were killed and 2 others are in critical condition. When after having heard the explosion from their practice facility, they ran into the fire to help get people out. Ran into the fire. The streets of heaven are too crowded with angels tonight. There are students and our teachers and our parents and our friends. The streets of heaven are too crowded with angels. But every time we think we've measured our capacity to meet a challenge, we look up and we're reminded that that capacity may well be limitless. This is a time for American heroes. We will do what is hard. We will achieve what is great. This is a time for American heroes, and we reach for the stars. God bless their memory. God bless you. And God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
When did you write that last part? In the car? Freak.
Decisions are made by those who show up.
3 heart attacks.
Yes.
And do you think I don't care enough about what kind of signal does this send to... I have to talk. No, this isn't going to be a part of my life.
Wow, you just did a whole thing all by yourself.
Yeah, I do that.
There was a lot of juice in that tie. It was like in the last seconds, just the energy getting me out on stage.
Well, tough.
Sir? Yeah, I gotta go.
We'll do mushy later. So, for now, I just gotta say I love you so much that my head's gonna fly off. But more importantly, game on, boyfriend. Let's go.
Okay.
By the way, I feel bad. I don't think I've done enough to help you prepare for this debate.
Why are you telling me this now?
Just 'cause.
Oh, my God.
I've got a speech if he wins. I've got a speech if he doesn't.
You wrote a concession?
Of course I wrote a concession. What do you want to tempt the wrath of the whatever from high atop the thing?
Charlie, aren't you cold without a coat?
I took off my coat to show my love for Zoe.
Wow.
I take off my shirt, too, but it's inappropriate with the tuxedo.
Not if we were at Chippendales.
I'm standing here. I think what he's asking is why on most other nights do you think the world's going to hell in a hula hoop, but tonight?
We dipped twice and eat gefilte fish.
Susie cream cheese, do not attempt the Haggadah.
I know how to bless the soup, too.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
This guy?
Yeah?
There are some who would consider him handsome. I don't personally, because you're the only one I think is handsome.
Uh-huh.
But for the sake of appearances, here around the office, so that people wouldn't suspect, I'd pretend I thought this guy was handsome if you hired him. Of course, all along it'd be a lie, because of how handsome you are. And powerful.
It usually takes people a better part of an hour to hate me and everything I stand for.
I'm the press secretary, boo-boo. I don't have that kind of time.
What do you mean?
We've been sitting here for 20 minutes.
I came in to show you the spots and to tell you I think we should run a counter ad. I don't have an idea for one.
Well, get one. Have an idea. Don't come in here with half a thing and not be able to, after you've walked me to the brink.
Didn't realize babies come with hats. You guys crack me up. You don't have jobs, you can't walk or speak the language. You don't have $1 in your pockets, but you got yourselves a hat. So everything's fine.
If you're Malkin, you're from Virginia, so you ask an Ndrori. I take you point by point from the doctor to the father to Casey, to undue burden, to equal protection, back to Roe, at which point you can't remember the question, and I drink my water for a minute while you regroup.
Will you excuse us for a second? I love her. I love her mind. I love her shoes.
It's getting bigger.
Oh, hi.
Oh, I'm sorry. You wanted an update on this internet rumor?
It's getting bigger?
The blogs are saturated with it, and now there's a query from the Post. They're doing a piece on strategic bloggery.
What are you, like 4'10"?
Me? I'm 4'11".
I can't believe we're the same species.
Mrs. Landingham, what's next?
Governor Thomas and the Majority Leader have